Mr. Nyck, Mr. Nyck, he's our pick. It's Mr. Nyck, yay!
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mr. Nyck Show, and I'm your host, Mr. Nyck. Today we are going to be counting down my top 10 favorite wild cats. You know, like lions and tigers? Yeah, those guys. I'm so excited because I love wild cats. Let's get started. The number 10 wild cat on my list is a mountain lion, also called a cougar, and it is the 4th largest wild cat in the world. They live in the United States, Mexico, Central and South America, and they live in forests or deserts with mountains. That's why it's a mountain lion. They can run up to 50 miles per hour. That is so fast. And you know that they only eat 1 to 2 times per week? That's not a lot. But if they can't finish what they're eating, they'll hide it and they'll come back to eat the rest later. That's pretty smart. That's the number 10 cat on my list, a mountain lion or a cougar. The number 9 cat on my list is a Caracal. Look at that, it looks like a cat, right? It looks like a regular cat, but he's bigger than a regular cat. They're about 3 to 3.5 feet long, and they have very long legs that they can use to help jump. They can jump higher than 12 feet straight up into the air. They could dunk a basketball. Yeah, they use that great jumping ability to catch birds as they're flying in midair. And they tend to live in Africa, the Middle East, and Central Asia, so I've never seen one because I've never been to those places. And they have large ears that have 20 muscles in each ear. That's a lot of muscles in an ear. And that hair that they have at the top of their ears, those are called tufts. And they help the Caracal hear other animals. That helps them catch their food. That is a Caracal, and that is the number 9 cat on my list. The number 8 cat on my list of favorite wild cats is a Bobcat. The Bobcat is North America's most common wild cat. Now, they're not that big. They're about 1 to 2 feet tall off the ground, and they mostly hunt as the sun is going down so they can find their food when it's getting a little dark out. And they can run up to 34 miles per hour. That's very fast. They get their name from the short tail that they have. It looks like it's been cut or also called bobbed. That's why it's called a bobcat. And a bobcat is a type of lynx. So those pointy ears with the tufts that we just talked about on the Caracal. There are several different types of lynx all around the world, and the bobcat is one of them. That is the number 8 cat on my list. The number 7 cat on my list is a leopard. Oh, look at that guy. Leopards are recognizable by the spots that they have. They are found in Africa, India, East and Southeast Asia, and leopards are the 5th largest wild cat in the world. They are great swimmers and great jumpers. They can jump across 20 feet. So if you're standing 20 feet away from a leopard, you feel safe. Here it comes. It can get you really quick because he's a great jumper. And they can jump 10 feet straight up into the air. Leopards can also run fast. They can run up to 36 miles per hour. So they're fast runners, great jumpers, big cats. And that's the number 7 cat on my list. Now moving on to the number 6 cat on my list, it might look a little familiar because it is a snow leopard. Now what's the difference between a regular leopard and a snow leopard? There are a few. For starters, snow leopards live in the mountains. They live on the very edges of cliffs that could have up to 3,000 foot drops. Yeah, that's really far down. The snow leopard is called a snow leopard because where it lives, it can snow. Now because they live on the edge of cliffs and in an area where it can snow, they have these really long tails that are used to help them balance so they don't fall off the cliff. but they can also use their tail to wrap it around their necks for scarves in the winter to keep themselves warm. And I told you that a regular leopard can jump up to 20 feet. Well, 20 feet may not cut it when you're on the edge of a cliff on a mountainside. Snow leopards can jump up to 50 feet across. What? 50 feet is so far. And they can run up to 40 miles an hour. That's why the snow leopard is just ahead of the regular leopard on my list of my favorite wild cats. Now we're moving into the top 5 of my list. The number 5 cat on my list is a Jaguar. Hey, it kind of looks like a leopard, but it's not a leopard. This is a Jaguar, and this is the 3rd largest wild cat in the world. They are found in Mexico, South America. They used to be in the United States, but not anymore. Occasionally, there is one that is seen in Arizona, but it's very, very rare. The Jaguar is the largest cat in the Western Hemisphere. That's the western side of the world. It can run up to 50 miles per hour, and the Jaguar has the strongest jaw and bite of any wild cat. Did you hear me? This Jaguar has a stronger bite than a lion or a tiger. That is impressive. And it can also dive into water to catch its food, so it's a good swimmer. Now, it looks like a leopard, and the Jaguar probably came from the same ancestor as the leopard, but it is not a leopard. Their spots are a little different, it's bigger than a leopard, and they live on opposite sides of the world. That is a Jaguar, and that's the number 5 favorite cat on my list. The number 4 cat on my list is a Panther. Look at that beautiful cat. Now this is where it gets a little confusing, because a panther is actually either a jaguar or a leopard that was born black. Yeah, a panther is a jaguar or a leopard, but it was born with a recessive gene that made its fur black. So a mommy jaguar or mommy leopard can have a spotted cub and a black cub in the same litter. So panthers are actually either leopards or jaguars depending where they were born. The Western Hemisphere, it was born to a jaguar. In Africa or Asia, it was born to a leopard. Now panthers sleep in trees, which gives them protection from other animals, but it also helps them find food. They can sit in the tree and watch for other animals to come along, and then they jump and they catch their food. That is a panther. Number 4 cat on my list. The number 3 cat on my list is a tiger. Roar. The tiger is the largest wild cat in the world. Most people probably think it's a lion, but it is a tiger. They live in Southeast Asia, Russia, and India. They're usually orange with black stripes, but sometimes there are white tigers too. And no 2 tigers have the exact same stripe pattern. And they can go for up to 2 weeks without eating. And then they'll eat 75 pounds of food at once to make up for it. Can you imagine 75 pounds? That's probably more than you weigh. Wow. Well, tiger is the largest cat in the world, and that's why it is the number 3 cat on my list of my favorite wild cats. The number 2 cat on my list is a lion. A lion is the 2nd largest wild cat in the world. They can be anywhere from 6 feet to 6 feet 10 inches long from head to rear. Wow, that's huge. The adult males have a furry mane around their face. That helps you tell them apart from the female lions. And they live in Africa. And most wild cats live kind of by themselves. They don't live in large groups. But lions are very social and they live in large groups called prides. A lion can eat up to 66 pounds of food at one time. Wow, that's a lot. And their roar can be heard up to 5 miles away. Wow, the lion, the king of the jungle, number 2 cat on my list. And here we are at the number 1 cat of my list of favorite wild cats. And I'm so excited. We've talked about all kinds of cats from all around the world. And number 1 on my list is a cheetah. Oh, I love cheetahs. They live in Africa and central Iran. And cheetahs are the fastest cat in the world. They can run up to 80 miles per hour. That's faster than your cars should be driving on the freeway. Now, did you know that cheetahs, though, are unable to roar? Yeah, so they may be fast, but they're not very loud. And cheetahs have spots like jaguars and leopards, but they are longer and slimmer cats than the jaguar and the leopard. And they are also easily identifiable by the stripes that start from the corners of their eyes and go down to the nose and mouth. And the cheetah is the number 1 cat on my list because they have the cutest cubs. Oh, look at those cute little baby cheetah cubs. They are adorable. So not only is it the fastest cat, but it has the cutest cubs, and that put it number 1 on my list of favorite wild cats in the world. Well, I hope you have fun learning about my favorite cats today. I had a lot of fun talking about them. And if you like that, go find the video I did where I talked about my top 10 favorite sharks. And be on the lookout for all the great episodes that we're doing on the Mr. Nyck Show. And hit subscribe so you don't miss any of them. I'll see you guys next time on the Mr. Nyck Show. Bye!
Mr. Nyck, he's our pick. It's Mr. Nyck, yay!